Hey there, digital drawing and painting. I've had some really good questions about how to get set up with the postage stamp assignment using an iPad. So here I have Photoshop open, ready to go. And I actually accidentally already created a 9 by 12 blank file and I made it untitled. So I'm just going to click and rename that Satari Postage Stamp and save it. Once I have that file, I'm going to just go right into it. And I've already downloaded a photo of the postage stamp template that I'm going to use. So to bring that in, I'm going to make a new layer, click on the little photo icon on the toolbar, click on Photos, and I'm going to bring in my blank stamp. Ooh, and it cannot be brought in because I saved it as a GIF, or it was as a GIF, but that's okay because I have a few others. Bring this guy in. So I'm going to just rotate it here as best as I can to 90 degrees. It's so finicky. And I'm going to get that to be a little bigger here. To really take up my workspace. And come on, as close as I can. Good enough. Press done. And I have the postage stamp template in there. This one already has a rectangle in it, so I don't even need to use that step. That step is already here for me. I'm actually going to make life a little bit easier as well. And on the iPad, bring in a solid colored rectangle. So I just saved a photo of just solid gray color. And what I'm going to do when I bring this in is I'm going to try and transform it here so that each one of my corners fit inside this rectangle here. Bring that over and press done. So I actually just lay down a solid base color already by just bringing in a photo of a solid color. So I have one layer that's that blank background. My next layer, the postage stamp template, the solid color rectangle there. And then I'm gonna move on to those next steps that are on Blackboard, and that's drawing your design in a new layer. So for this, going in, just choosing a lighter color since I already have gray. I might actually go a little darker here. My opacity of that brush was really light, so it was transparent. I'm gonna bring that up, and I'm gonna change my brush size to be a little smaller. That's a good size. So when you're drawing out your design, this is just a draft. So if I was making a postage stamp to communicate Milwaukee, maybe I would have a horizon line for the water. Maybe right above that, I have the Hone Bridge. Could work from a reference photo because this is just a really loose draft of what that bridge looks like. Maybe there's going to be a sun setting, and then I have the water that would go here on my postage stamp, and I'm leaving a room in the corner here where I would include in the Milwaukee or the Forever USA or Forever that could go there or along here. So this is just a draft, kind of planning out where I'm going to put things. And then the last thing would be going and starting to lay down colors. So I'm just changing my brush here because the Hone Bridge is like a yellow. Maybe I want this to be a little bigger. And now I could start to zoom in and apply down those base colors. Since those who are working on an iPad won't be able to bring the rectangle back up and make changes, here, anytime you get close to the outside line, just going by towards the end or as you work, and just using the erase tool to bring that and be nice and crisp and clean. So on a completed postage stamp, and this one is of a wildflower in Wisconsin. I have my USA Forever on here, and I have one layer that's actually just the green square in the background, and then I built my artwork up from there. So I have different layers that builds up that flower, and I played with the opacity of them. So once again, that opacity was just underneath the size of your brush. So if it's towards the top, it's going to be a really solid color, and towards the bottom, you're just going to get more transparent. But here, what I wanted to show, like if I zoomed in, that's what I'm talking about. I had to go back and kind of erase and clean that up. But from the outside, I have a completed design. Still possible to use that rectangle to help you out, keeping your design within it. Just can't bring it back up at the end. Otherwise, it would cover up the whole design. But use the template and the solid color rectangle or square, transforming it to fit inside the rectangle, and that will help you tremendously. If you have any questions, just send me an email.